Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I've had quite a few emails and comments lately asking me what the difference is in size between the iPhone 11 Pro, the iPhone 11, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max as compared with one another and compared with older phones as well. So quite a few people have been asking this because they don't necessarily have access to an electronics store or an Apple store that has all of them in stock, or maybe they don't have an older phone to compare it with. So I wanted to hopefully help you figure out which one is the right size for you. And so with the iPhone 11 Pro, for example, they're very nice in size, but to compare it with something that's a little bit older, not terribly old, but a little bit older, here's an iPhone 8. So an iPhone 8 next to an iPhone 11 Pro, if we put them side by side, you'll see that the iPhone 11 Pro is a little bit wider and it's a little bit taller. So if that gives you an idea, it's not much bigger, but it is a little bit bigger. It's the same size as the iPhone 10 or 10s. So if that gives you an idea, there might be a slight thickness difference, but they're very, very similar. Now, when it comes to the iPhone 11, well, this phone is identical in size in every way to the iPhone XR. So if you've seen a XR, then you know the size of the 11 minus the slight changes on the back. But as far as the size is concerned, compared to that same phone, the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 8, you'll see that it's definitely narrower and it's much shorter than the iPhone 11. So that gives you an idea. And then maybe you're coming from an iPhone SE or 5 or 5S. This will give you an idea of the size of the 11. So there's a very big size difference between them. And let me just put this here to give you an idea side by side with the iPhone 11 Pro. And that will give you some idea of its actual size. The iPhone 11 is a little bit thicker than the phones you've probably used before if you haven't had a XR, for example, but it's a good size and feels really comfortable in the hand. Now with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, this is a very heavy phone because of its construction of stainless steel and glass, but also with the extra camera and a larger battery than we've had before, it definitely gives it a little bit more weight. But for actual size or dimensions, it's about the same size as an iPhone 6s Plus, a 7 Plus, or an 8 Plus, or a 10s Max. So if you look at it from side to side, it's about the same width, but the thickness is a little bit thicker than what we've had before as far as any of the iPhone Pro or Plus sizes. So you'll see it's fairly thick. From a height perspective or top to bottom, it's very, very similar to a 6s Plus. It's very close, maybe a little bit shorter. And then from the width, it's just about the same size. They're very similar in size, but there's a noticeable weight difference just because of their construction. If you've had a 10s Max, you're going to know the size of this pretty much, but this is a little bit heavier, but everything else is a little bit bigger. So to put these in perspective, if you've never seen them all side by side, let me turn them over here. This should give you an idea of the actual size. So they have varying specs, of course, throughout the years, but the actual size differences are significant going from the 5S SE size, which is pretty funny because I used to think this was a big phone, all the way up to the 11 Pro Max, which is a huge phone. You'll see it fits under the camera bump on the 11 Pro Max. So it will fit under the camera bump and go down, not all the way to the bottom, and just fit easily there. That's how big the 11 Pro Max is. So hopefully that gives you an idea of size, which one will work for you. When it comes to thickness, they're all fairly similar. The 11 Pro Max, the 10 the 11 and the 11 Pro are all similar when it comes to thickness, but overall they're very close to one another. Now for me personally, I go with the iPhone 11 Pro Max because, well, it fits comfortably in my hands. My hands are quite large. And when I go back to, say, an 11 Pro, for example, or even an older phone, they just feel incredibly small. I like the size of the display. It's easier to read for me, and that's why I choose the 11 Pro Max. But you may want to choose different phones for different reasons, and obviously it's going to depend on the size of your hands and what's comfortable for you. So hopefully that gives you an idea of which one might be right for you. Let me know which size is best for you. Do you prefer little phones? Would you rather go back to something even smaller, such as an iPhone 4 or 4S? Or maybe you want something even bigger, maybe even a bigger phone than 11 Pro Max. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on the wallpaper that I have on my 11 Pro Max, I'll link it in the description as I always do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to see more of these videos as soon as they're released. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.